To be quite honest, I'm not sure if it's going to, but you know what? We're gonna go through that stress together. And the way we're gonna go through that is we're gonna replace the battery, install the starter, and bleed the clutch. And after that, we're going to be installing the exhaust and the PPF because that thing was just dragging underneath the car as I towed it home. So stick around to see if we can accomplish at least one thing today, which is to get this thing to run. So I went to Mazda, got this bolt, and it doesn't screw in here at all. So I'm not actually sure that this is even the right starter for this car. And this doesn't line up when I line all the things up. So I'm thinking this might not be the correct starter. So I'm gonna go try and get another one. This bolt also, while it fits through here, doesn't actually fit through the bell housing. So we're gonna start out by installing this starter just to see if it fits. It kinda doesn't fit, and the bolts that came from the factory don't actually fit into those starter bolts. So what I did was I went to Lowe's and picked up some 5/16 bolts and nuts, and we're gonna get it in there just to see if it even works. I don't know if you can tell, but this clutch, there's nothing to it. So it needs to get bled out. The way we're gonna do that is we're gonna use this vacuum pump to bleed it out because there's only one of me. If you look all the way down there, that little nipple down there is where we're gonna connect it to. I managed to get the whole exhaust system in, but the problem is, if you look, you'll see that that little support right here doesn't line up to the little rubber suspension hang. And this side, if you look at this side, you can see that it doesn't quite sit directly underneath it. I know this is a little difficult to see, but on this side, you can also tell that this needs to get another piece fabricated onto there so that we can hang one of the little rubber grommets onto here. And luckily, I was planning on taking this bumper off anyway, so I'm gonna cut some of this out so that there's room for this to move around without heating up the bumper and melting it. A frequent problem of owning a Miata is replacing the battery because the battery you're supposed to get is like $200. So what I did was went to Batteries Plus, got a U1R battery, got some battery adapter terminals, which I had to go to the store and get some M7 screws for it because the ones it came with didn't quite fit in the hole. And we're gonna see how that works. I have no idea why this is not starting. Okay, time to find out if we got any gas in this thing. This is the door for the... My God. Okay, so this is the cover to the gas tank, and it's completely rotted out. Oh my God, that is... Thank God the tank isn't directly underneath that. This is absolutely terrible. So this is what this looks like. The gas is completely degraded and this whole thing needs to be replaced, including the fuel pump. So the answer is no, the car is not going to start, but we did get a few things figured out. We figured out that the starter works, the battery doesn't work, we need a bigger battery, and that the exhaust is hanging a little bit low and we're going to have to figure out ways to fabricate that to keep it in place. Now the last thing is that we're gonna have to figure out the fuel because we're probably gonna need a new fuel pump, clean out that whole tank because all that fuel is just absolutely degraded and destroyed. So that's gotta be cleaned out, and that whole assembly needs to be replaced because there's just so much grime and crap on it. But if you haven't already and you wanna see more and see if we can get this thing started in future videos, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.